You know, we have our preferred way of working here at Three-Sided Cube, and I think every agency will have a slightly different way of working, and that's fine, and that might work for their clients, but we are massive advocates of testing prototypes up front in that discover and define, because you know what, we don't want to build something that no one uses. It's pointless. I don't want to waste everyone's time. It's demotivating. What really motivates people and what really gets our team passionate is designing and working on projects that actually make a difference and that they know will have a real impact in the world. And I think passion, enthusiasm, all of that, you'll get that from working on these types of projects. It's really important that when you're going through that discover and define, that testing is done up front, because that's where you'll get the insight. A client can come to us and it can be, you know, they may have a fully fleshed out solution that they think's best, but quite often when we take it through that discover and define process, it becomes clear very quickly what features really do add value and what don't. And quite often the features that are the most expensive to build are the ones that don't add value. So we do challenge and we do push back to say, you know, should these be a priority? But what's great is by going through that process, it enables the client to have the armour they need to be going back to the business, to be going back to the project stakeholders to explain why the scope has changed and why emphasis has been put on other features and other functionality. So it's a really good process to go through. And again, testing with real users is crucial for that part. When you get into design and development, it is always good, like if budget allows, if time allows, it is always good to kind of get those designs in front of real users just to kind of gauge some feedback in terms not just UX, but the actual design and how it resonates with users and how it fits with, I guess, your brand guidelines and your kind of sphere. I think it would be good there. It's not mandatory, and we only do it on a few projects. And again, it is always when time and budget allow, really. And then when you're going through development, at the end of each sprint, you always go through that testing phase. So we have a team of testers here at Three-Sided Cube. A lot of testing is done by our project managers as well. And then once we're happy and it's in a good place, we will then release it to the client, and we encourage the clients to open it up to a use space if possible. So, you know, if they've got access to 10, 15, 20 people internally that they can then share that build with and kind of collate that feedback, that is always helpful. And I think the more people you have, the more thorough you can be, then, you know, the more successful, the better the end result. But it really does vary on time and budget, and I think, you know, there's no one right answer. You've got to kind of tailor that process depending on, you know, the client's needs, wants, and time budget. I think you know, you've got to challenge, and I think if you want to enter a partnership like an honest and open relationship, it is important to challenge. I would be wary of any agency that just takes your brief, doesn't challenge, and gives you a cost. I don't think that's the best way of working, simply because you don't want to build something that doesn't add value to your end users. If that piece of work's been done up front, fair enough. You know, and you're confident in that, that's fine. But I think it's always good to do a bit of that user testing first to make sure you know what you're building does add value and the right value.